Monumentality evokes an aura of greatness, a sense of power and gravity that demands public recognition. That is the Getty Research Institute's definition for monumentality, as markers of history and repositories of collective memory. So, I want to talk about monumentality in the context of Minecraft. In order to do that, let's load up a world on InfDev and get walking. What drives somebody to make a big thing in Minecraft? Why is it that when you go onto the internet and you Google Minecraft, people are always talking about big things? They're always going, I built this giant castle in 100 days. I spent a billion hours doing this thing. I built the largest da-da-da. What is it with us and large numbers, just generally speaking? We like big. And I think a big reflection of that, especially in Minecraft, is we like to build big as well. We like to build large, huge, giant structures that are super impressive, even if they serve no function. And I find that to be an interesting. Ooh, yeah, we did it. Okay, an interesting concept. Or an interesting thing that we do, because I myself am driven to that kind of activity, where I like to build large, impressive structures on Minecraft servers. Not really in single player, but mostly on servers. I like to leave my mark. I remember when I first got it put onto the idea of like leaving monuments and building large structures, impressive stuff on servers. It was when I was like really young, and I watched FitMC's 2B2T history video about I think it was about like I forget what it was. One just like generally any one of his videos about the like wheat farm or the 1K 100K monuments and all that people would leave on the server, about they're just marking like milestones in a player area, a player activity, and like how far you've been out, the 100K monument, the million K monument, stuff like that. That I found, that's when I first like thought, wow, there's something here, maybe there's like building this stuff is cool, giant, huge structures. There's an appeal there, and I ever since then I've kind of like been drawn to building large, impressive structures. When I do go about doing that, they tend to be very, very repetitive and symmetrical. And so, I don't know. I find that kind of interesting. It's a huge part of the Minecraft community, is the people who build large, impressive structures, even if they're not making YouTube videos for it. But if the YouTube world is anything to go by, large structures, large creations in Minecraft, there's a market there. And one that we're going to be looking at today is the giant brick pyramid that is generated in InfDev. For a couple of updates, you could generate it in InfDev, and here it is, the big structure, the big brick InfDev brick pyramid made out of solid brick pyramid. Look at that. That is a crazy looking creature if I've ever seen one. That is such an odd, like the texture for the sky. This reminds me of like Windows. So it feels like Windows not Movie Maker, but just like old Windows, old 80s. The red and the blue. That blue sky is striking, actually. It's a very, very striking sky. And let's climb to the top of it before we go and we look at another monument. Now this one is obviously not created by players, but regardless, there is a certain mystique about it. There's plenty of videos online that have a lot of views, and a lot of people who go onto this version and just to film this crazy pyramid, because it's so weird. It's such an odd giant structure, and it goes all the way down to bedrock. I think it goes underground at least, and it's completely solid. Let's build ourselves. Whoops! It appears that I have made a grave error. Let's destroy some of this pyramid. But I was fascinated by this when I first discovered that it was a thing that existed in Minecraft, and it mesmerized me enough that I felt the need to make a monument as tribute on another server called SimPvP. So yeah, this is fascinated the minds of the youth, of the internet online people, and it had fascinated me, and I went and I thought it would be a cool idea to recreate this on a newer version on a multiplayer server as tribute to just the sheer spectacle that this version of the game just held within it. The strikingness of this giant brick pyramid. Oh, that is a horizon and a half if I've ever seen one. Holy crap. Look at that. That is an impressive build right there. Well, let's see. Okay, so it doesn't actually go underground. All right, that's my bad. But look at that. That is an impressive building. It is so huge, so large. So let's take a look at the one that I've made in tribute to this, because there's something about something so large that it takes up the entirety of your screen when you stand down that just absolutely blows you away. SimPvP is a server in which a lot of dedicated builders build impressively large structures in a temporary landscape, because griefing is allowed, but not cheating and not hacking. So, years ago, I created a monument to the giant InfDev pyramid out of bricks on this server, and I built it on stream in 2019, I believe. Finished it maybe in 2020, something like that, years ago. And then actually, the fun kind of fact about that is it was actually discovered, the chords got discovered, I think just by random, by some people. I just happened to be the same faction that I was allied with. And they had a beef with one of the other members of the base, but they did not go out of their way to, they went out of their way to not destroy the pyramid. So if I am lucky, it should exist here. And it took me quite a while to get here, because I kept dying. I'm not as good at Minecraft, modern Minecraft, as I used to. But this is quite an impressive server. I would like to see if my build has survived the years. But before we get to it, let us observe the wiki. Voila, 𝙈𝙤𝙣𝙪𝙢𝙣𝙩. That is the base that this build was built at. Formed in 2020, I see, and abandoned on 2020. So it took, I think, 9 months to create, something like that. This is the screenshot of the pyramid on a map. It was a giant mega project. It was such a large project, it actually got me burnt out of playing the server. But we're back now, and I've been wanting to make a video about it for the longest time, and I just never got around to it. But now I have, and now I'm back. So we are going to see for the first time if it is, in fact, complete and available and ready to be viewed, or if it's a complete crater in the ground. I don't know, and I haven't talked to anyone who's been there recently. Let's see, we should be seeing it shortly. The way I got all of the bricks to build it was pretty crazy, and hopefully all of that is intact so I can show you it as well. I find it satisfying to build large buildings on servers, but I especially like it when the server itself allows for griefing. It adds a level of temporariness to what you build, and almost futileness to the creations that you make. There's a Viking ship. I do not recall who built that ship, but it is very well designed, and I'm a fan. I am a fan. Let's go to it. Oh, and a crane. So these were my base mates at the time. I believe it was Mr. Cram, Gonchor, and Gem Productions. And Gem Productions got the entirety of another group that I was allied with called the Church of Francis. Got really upset at him for, I believe, publicly leaking many bases on the server. And so they came here and they just said they were going to destroy everything he'd ever created. And they went on here and they destroyed all of the stuff he built at this base, and a bit of what 𝙈𝙤𝙣𝙪𝙢𝙣𝙪𢛠 built at the base as well. But left my pyramid intact, which is very kind of them, given that I am friendly with them. So let's observe. Let's observe the giant pyramid. This is an obscene amount of work to get all put together, and it is finally finished. Was finished a while ago, but yeah, you get what I mean. It is done. Before we go to the top, let's get to the entrance properly. I believe the actual main base is over here. Yes, sir. Oh, it looks like somebody, maybe a Enderman, took one of the bricks. Yeah, it's not perfectly lit up, but it is pretty well lit up. Where does this go? This goes underneath. Let's take a look underneath. Oh yeah. All right. Here's the base. Ah, yes, it was destroyed here, but the I believe the underground is fine. It's still intact. Look at that. It takes up a huge... It is not solid. I wanted to originally make it a solid structure, but it was sadly not something I was able to do. Ah, yes, I remember this. Ah, this is nostalgic. So I would come here and I would take all of the clay that I could get to make these bricks, and I'd smelt it there. Then I'd take an elytra and I'd fly all the way down here. And we figured out a better way than just going to every single swamp in the entire, like, 10,000 block radius and stealing all of the clay from the ground, was to trade with villagers. So we set up a giant villager farm down here, which may or may not still be intact. It looks as though it is. Well, was. The actual village it seems to have been completely removed, but there was one, I swear to you, and including the farm appears to have been removed as well, which is sad because I was hoping to refill my gear here, but it's okay. I put the good villager traders in here. I mean, oh, Just Rez as well, when he used to play the server, he also helped with this. This used to be a giant farm. Very, very, very nice, actually. I'm surprised that as much of it has survived as it did. This is my first foray into villager optimization. This may have been an enchanting room. And in my last video, I talked about how much I love mining, and this is a beautiful example of how extensive the mines were under here. These go out an obscene amount of distance, and I would just mine out so much. These go just for like probably miles. Don't ask me why I did this much. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I did so much. I did so much that I mined my way into another person's base at the very end of this. Now I don't want to go down the whole entire way, but it just keeps going. It's just pretty long. It was a passion project of mine, and I was inspired to make some big stuff by old Minecraft, and to just dedicate a monument to the InfDev version of Minecraft. It's quite a fun, well, endeavor, despite being quite arduous. It was enjoyable. I'm just happy to see that it's still here. I believe this pyramid took over 100,000 blocks of brick. There used to be a giant melon Jesus at the top here. Not at the top, but at the bottom right. We'll see once we get to the top here. Oh God. Oh, I can't toggle phantoms off. I forgot. That's something they added in this server, but only for people who have been playing for a while. It's so large. You can't even fit it all on the server. Can't even render the entire pyramid. It's so large. There we go. Look at that. Absolutely monstrous. I couldn't even fly to the top with a single firework. It'd take like 2 or 3 to get all the way to the top, because this goes all the way to the top of the world height limit at the time, which was like 1.16 or something, and turns out not to be the world limit anymore, but it was when I built this. So this was just massive. This is actually taller than the original InfDev pyramid. Crazy. 𝙈𝙤𝙣𝙪𝙢𝙣𝙩 left all of his cats up here. I recall he did that. Very nice. Very nice. And it looks like somebody took the very top off my pyramid. How dare they? How dare they? Absolutely just awful behavior. I'm just kidding. But all these cats are nice. I'm glad that they survived. I'm glad they're still chilling. It has been 4 years. This has been 4 years since this build was completed. These are old cats. Ooh, 4 years. I did this 4 years ago. That is crazy. That is actually crazy. Just holy crap. This is so huge that, yeah, you really can't see it all in the render distance. But that crater is where a giant melon Jesus used to be. And melons were the primary way we would trade with the villagers. So that's why there was also a melon farm right next door to it, I believe, over in that direction. And that was made by Gem Productions, hence why it was nuked, wiped off the face of the earth. Yeah, let's take a look at this. Good luck getting all of that, the sides of it in my render distance. It is... Holy cow, look at that. Massive. Absolutely massive. Doesn't even fit. There's still more to render in that direction, Huge. Wow. I don't even know how to go about viewing that. This is kind of cool. You get to see the wreckage of time, the ruins of time. People come and go. It really does start to feel like an old pyramid of, yeah, Egyptian pyramid even. This is the destroyed melon farm. R.I.P. melon farm. It's okay though. Don't need it anymore. But this used to be automated, and then I had an additional one on the side that I would do just to do something while the automated melon farm. So that is my contribution to monumentality in Minecraft with this huge brick pyramid I built 4 years ago. Absolutely crazy. I completely I didn't even realize it was this old. And it covers a huge swath of land, is covered in darkness under there. I was hoping to do something with the insides of it, but I sadly did not have the energy to do it, and also the base got leaked before I could finish it, so wasn't it really an option? But look at that. There's no room on my screen for anything except pyramid when I look in this direction. It's huge. If you want to build a mega structure on a server that has some cool stuff like this, where you can grief, I recommend it. I like the wear and tear that happens to these things over time, and you know, it is kind of just like it's a different mentality when you go into it. You go into building one of these structures knowing it's going to get destroyed, so your only hope is that you get to finish it before it gets completely wiped off the face of the server. And something about that is just like, I like it. It's why griefing is allowed on my server, because there's something about that mentality I just don't get in other servers most of the time, where I don't feel compelled to make anything because I know it'll just stay there forever, which means it's like, why bother? Why bother when I could just as easily not make anything? I want to know it could just be destroyed. I want to know my hard work. I could feel really like empty and dead when I find out my base is blown up one day. I don't know. Something about that is the only way I want to play Minecraft. Single player is single players for having builds that stay ungriefed, in my opinion. A lot has changed in 4 years, and this is a nostalgic trip. I spent 8 months, 9 months, something like that, building this project. Many months of my life building this project. And so these blocks have been burned into my retinas, and it's still here 4 years later. That's pretty crazy. That's just been existing here for 4 years. Thank you everybody for enjoying this and watching the video, popping by, and I hope you get inspired to build some crazy big structures, or maybe make something small. All right, thank you and goodbye.